Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings. A show for trans folks by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard.
Hello and good evening and welcome to Transition Radio, live from the land of enchantment, Silver City, New Mexico. My name is Mark Angelo Cummings and I will be your host. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you could imagine to enhance your feminizing needs. Please visit their website at www.thebreastformstore.com and tell them Transition Radio sent you. And also visit my website, www.transitionradio.net, and go on Katie On's banner, click, and it will take you to her page where she sells all these wonderful books that she has written. And you definitely won't regret it. She's a wonderful author and has a great repertoire of books. While you're there on the website, please hit the donate button. No too small amount is too small. Also, check out the GoFundMe account for this month, which is Miguel's FDM Transition. Folks, I've mentioned this in several media outlets, YouTube, Facebook. Transition Radio is going to be coming to an end. Last show will be December 18th for the TV show, and I'll probably will end up doing the last month of December also for the radio show. I'm going to take a little sabbatical. I will be back with a different focus. I think I want to continue the name of the radio show as Real Talk with Mark Angelo, but I am not going to focus any longer on trans issues. I've been beaten, ridiculed, attacked by the community a little too much, and I can't take it any longer. And the last straw was my ex, who has threatened me with all sorts of different things, and I won't go into details about it, but, I've had enough. I've had enough of the ridicule, the threats. The sponsors have been called when I had Kathy Brennan on the show because trans women, they like to get their way. When they don't get their way, they become very aggressive. They become very abusive verbally. And, it might be because they've been frustrated for years. I don't know. And I'm not going to judge. It could be the hormones. I have a lot of good trans women friends who are not that way, but some individuals will surprise you, the way they react to situations. I'm not going to badmouth anybody, but I've had enough, Life is too short. In fact, today I learned that a Facebook friend by the name of Billy Joe passed away. He got hit by a train. Billy lived in New York, and he went to California to make that his new home. Very free-spirit individual and a musician, it struck me really hard that one minute you're here, the next minute you're gone. There are so many people that are dying. We as a community, all we do is focus on fighting, bickering, trying to sling dirt around, mud around, and hurt one another, and that doesn't solve a single thing. It's like, I believe in karma. And I'm not perfect by all means, but I don't deserve the treatment that I've gotten from the community and from my ex-girlfriend in general. Today I want to talk a little bit of how to handle stress, and God knows I've had a lot of that lately. Virtual survival for those that let situations take over their lives. And if you can't handle stress, you're going to deal with a lot of problems and a lot of health issues. And so this is a very important information that I'm going to provide for you here. Guys, at any time, if you want to call in at 646-716-6895, join in the conversation, ask a question, please do so. It's really sad that this platform was created letting your voice be heard. And yeah, in the past, we've had some callers, but the show has not been properly used the way that it should have, both the radio segment and the TV segment, and it's a shame that it's coming to an end. Many respond to stress in various ways. They engage in unhealthy behavior, to include overeating, which is very common. Drinking is another one. Smoking, engaging in casual sex. The effect of stress can create panic attacks in forms of anxiety, breakouts, weight gain, glandular disorder, decreased immune system, which can lead to many diseases, to include fibromyalgia, which is a very, very common one, MS, cancer, which is soaring and it's just spreading like wildfire or something of that nature. Migraines, just to name a few. Yeah, my Cuban tongue does it to me every so often. I don't know if it's the tongue or if it's because the word wants to come out in Spanish and it wants to come out in English and then it comes out as gibberish. But anyway, I apologize for that. I'm going to give you a little tips on how to improve your stress, which that I like to call the stress buffer system, SBS, which is my own creation. Increase your oxygen intake can prevent a panic attack from kicking in. A lot of people, when they start getting stressed, then they start hyperventilating, and then the oxygen doesn't go into your lungs, into your brain, and you start really getting anxious. So if you bring that oxygen in there, chances are you are going to prevent that panic attack from kicking in. When you feel you're about to embark in a stressful situation, you want to remove yourself from the room, or from that situation. Sit down if possible. Start engaging in gentle diaphragmatic breathing. Now, most people think they breathe correctly. We go around life only getting a third air inside our lungs. Shallow breathing tends to create a lot of health issues, which from your skin deteriorating, not getting enough oxygen or water, from your hair falling out, from getting all sorts of skin conditions because you're not getting oxygen. Oxygen is vital. And how do you diaphragmatic breathe? Well, if you look at babies, they actually breathe correctly. The lower tummy goes up as they inhale, and as they exhale, the lower tummy goes down. Now, the best way to do this is if you put your hand on your stomach and the other hand on your lungs. When you take a deep breath, most people tend to just suck in their stomach thinking they're getting all this air. Well, actually, when you're doing that, your diaphragm is pressing against your lungs, and you're not filling up your lungs all the way. Your lungs come all the way down to your belly button. Your lungs are very large. So if you push your stomach out as you're taking this deep breath, you're going to fill your lungs at 100% capacity. The more oxygen in your system, the better your brain functions, the better circulation you're going to have, the better you're going to look and feel. And it will teach you how to decrease that stress response. Create a reset mechanism in your body that will take away from the situation of stress that you're handling at the time. For instance, I like to tell my clients, take a rubber band, put it on your wrist. Every time you want to reprogram yourself, you're going to snap that little rubber band, and it will return you to a different focus. Let's say right now you're worried about bills, and you're thinking about bills, and our human mind gets too obsessed about things, and we have this little voice inside our head that continues to repeat the problem over and over again. Oh my God, I have all these bills. Well, take away from that situation by snapping that rubber band. It kind of like refocuses you. And when you do that, you could think of something pleasant. So every time you snap that rubber band, you're reprogramming yourself to go back to this pleasant thought. Pleasant thought could be relaxing at the beach. It could be making love to your boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be enjoying the most amazing meal, having a glass of wine, whatever it is. Thinking, because your mind is very powerful, and you could visualize and take yourself there. So that rubber band is going to be the point of focus to reprogram yourself. There's another technique called tapping, and you could tap yourself, whether it's on your face, on your arm, on your knee, and as you re-tap, you're reprogramming your thoughts and repeat certain words, such as, all is well in my world. So let's say you tap 3 times on your knee, all is well in my world. Tap. That almost like reprograms your whole entire nervous system as you're doing this, and it will refocus yourself. Another thing is, this is not my deal. Sometimes we get ourselves all worked up, and it's not even our own problems, it's not even our own thoughts. It's coming from someplace else. In other words, it's not my problem, not my situation. Whatever words work for you as you're tapping, you're reprogramming yourself, and you're teaching yourself to take yourself away from that situation into another. You could also say to yourself, there is nothing I can do to change this right now. So therefore, I will not give it any more of my time or attention. Redirect yourself. It is not that difficult. It's like when you have a baby that's obsessed about a toy and wants to put it in your mouth. Well, babies are very easily distracted, out of sight, out of mind. You give them something else. You give them something that he can't put or she can't put in her mouth that's not going to be toxic. Baby ain't going to know the difference. We as adults, we do know the difference, but we could redirect, reprogram, refocus, take our attention away from that particular moment that's causing us grief, problems, whatever the situation may be. Drink a tall glass of water as quickly as you can. Go outside and focus on 3 beautiful things in nature. Name them. Close your eyes and embrace the vision. So, here you are, had a fight with your boyfriend, girlfriend, boss, whatever the situation may be. You grab a glass of water, tall glass of water, 12 ounces or so, 8 to 12, and you drink it as quickly as you can. You now go outside, and let's say you focus on a willow tree, you focus on a bird flying, and you focus on beautiful flowers that are in the area. You name these objects. You close your eyes. What are you doing? By drinking that glass of water, you're refreshing. You're just taking away all that dehydrated energy, because most of us are dehydrated during the course of the day, and when we get stressed out, dehydration kicks in very quickly. So you rehydrating your body, you're taking your mind away from the situation, you're visualizing, you're creating a positive flow in your system. Mind-body connection and spirituality with nature. Very powerful tools. One thing we need to learn is the more power we give a situation, the more it flares up. If you notice, you get up from your bed, you stub your toe on a cabinet, you're now cursing because it hurts, and then that whole negative energy that you've created will follow you if you continue to give it focus. Next thing you know, you drop something, you break it. Next thing you know, you get in a car accident. You get to work, your boss is all upset, you get fired, and so forth and so on. You need to stop the snowball effect. We need to redirect ourselves so that negativity doesn't take over our lives. The more you resist, the more it will persist. The more power you give a situation, the more it will flare up. It is the law of attraction, the law of what is. When we focus on the negative, we tend to increase that energy, and more of it will come your way. If you redirect, recreate, and engage in things that will make you happy and bring positive effects into your life, less and less negativity will follow you. This is golden. This is formula for success. All these motivation speakers and all these self-help books, they focus on things of this nature. Redirect, recreate, and engage in things that will make you happy. I know we as humans obsess on things time and time again and continue to, I never get a break. Oh my God, this is always happening to you. You're like confirming all this negative. You're telling yourself, yes, this is what's happening, and yes, this is continuing to happen time and time again. And why does this happen to me? Redirect, recreate, and engage in things that will make you happy and bring positive effects into your life. You will notice less and less negativity will follow you. I promise you. I know it's not easy to take control. I mean, we're used to blaming others for everything. We're used to giving control to our parents, to the police, to the teachers, the law enforcers, everybody. We give our power and control away, and it's easier, so much easier just to blame others. It's all your fault that this happened to me. It's all your fault that my life is screwed up. It's all your fault that I'm not as pretty as I should be. Whatever the situation is, we want to blame others because it hurts too much to look in that mirror and realize that it is us that's creating these problems. It is not the other person. It's not the bad relationship. No, it is you, the person, that creates the situation, and it's easy to blame others. But you can change this. You can change your life and the way you think. We don't have to be cursed with this. We can literally return to a balanced center in our life where everything will be the way we want it to be. You are the creator of your world. No one else can take charge of your life and change it for you but you. No surgery, no special diet pill, no pain pill, no depression pill, no. You are the person in charge of your life, and you are the only one that can create your reality. I know that a lot of people don't believe that, and that's okay. That's where you're at. And for this to work, you have to believe. You have to take control and take that power into your own hands and create the change that you need to see. You need to get away from that dark abyss, from that dark spectrum. You need to stop blaming others for all the failures in your life, because it is you and only you that can change that. It seems that many Christians continue to judge and come up with the strangest notion that if people accept gay marriage, then they will have to start accepting people making out with animals. I know this sounds bizarre. I found this little picture thing on Facebook, and I shared it on my wall. And I think it was Michelle, I forgot her name, I should have written it down, but I didn't, who was like, saying if we accept gay marriage, then there's this picture of this insect kissing a woman, and a duck kissing a dog, and I was like, really bizarre thing. I'm like, where do they come up with these things? Where do they even remotely get the idea to put two sentences together that makes absolutely no sense? Two people loving each other that are of the same gender, if they get married because they want to live a happy life and they want to live in the eyes of God as two unions together without, being promiscuous and all that stuff, that is bad. So what are you saying? You'd rather have gay men and women, lesbian women and transgender people just have a different partner every night or just not really have any sort of commitment that you as an individual are entitled to because you're heterosexual? I think not. I think that you are praying to the wrong God. You are reading that Bible in the wrong sense. You are being misled by some old scripture that I bet you anything. And what I heard is King James killed every monk until he found the monk to write, thou shalt not sleep with mankind as you would with womankind. It was actually, thou shalt not sleep with animals in the field. Yeah, this is what I heard. Don't know how true it is. Don't crucify me for saying this. But I truly believe that our Maker has better things to do in life than worry about two men getting married or two women getting married. Transgender people being transgender people. There's a lot more problems. We've got a lot of war, a lot of killing, a lot of diseases, a lot of problems in the world for us to focus so much on homosexuality. What is it with religious people? Thank God we do have some allies. I was reading that Dolly Pardon put it very nicely. If people want to pass judgment, they're already sinning. So here we have these Christians, Catholics, Baptists, let's not just pick on Christians, that are so concerned about what everybody else is doing that they're constantly pointing that little finger. And what's that saying? Says, why are you pointing at the speck in my eye? Have you taken a look at the log in yours? I know I screwed that up as something near that nature. It's easier to point your finger and blame others. Blame, instead of actually looking within and finding, why am I so unhappy? Why do I have to worry about what Peter, John, and Mary are doing? Why can't I just live my life? Well, realize that what you're doing, that passing judgment, is the biggest sin. There are many sins. I mean, heck, eating shrimp is considered a sin, according to Leviticus. You know, they tell you to kill your son and daughter if they talk back to you. You know, we've got to surpass that infantile stage and realize that all that we really need to do on this planet is learn to love and respect one another. And if there's individuals that are damaged, that have problems, instead of pointing out a problem and trying to crucify them, then let's try to find help. Let's do it in a loving way, not in a mean-spirited way. The sin of judging is just as bad as any other sin they might say somebody else is committing. These are Dolly Pardon's words. I try to love everybody. Pardon has been a long-time ally for the queer community, has been spoken out a number of times in favor of the right to marry for same-sex couples. The singer has previously discussed a dance album specifically for her gay fans and joked about having a drag queen name. You got Cher. You got a lot of, amazing divas out there that are pro the gay community worldwide because the gay community supports them. I think if it's Christians, Catholics, Baptists, and all these people, instead of trying to nitpick and crucify us all, if they were smart and loving and accepting, maybe all of us in the LGBTQRXTZ community will end up going to church. When they pass around a little basket, gay dollars are just as good as anybody else's dollars, as are transgender dollars. Bad business, I'd say. I saw this video on my Facebook feed of a baby crying and holding on to his mother. Wow, this really struck a chord with me. Every time they tried to pull the baby away from the mother, the poor little baby would just sit there. He had his little hand on his mother's forehead, and he would just cry, and he was trying to hold on. And these nurses just wanted to take that baby away. Back in the day when we didn't have all these vaccinations, we didn't have all these procedures, and a mother had birth the natural way. You're out in the field, and bloop, you just kind of push the baby out. No one came and ripped that baby away from you. Our children are being ripped away from their parents, from their mothers, from their home. They've created this institution, which we call schools. And these schools program our children. Parents are not even raising their own kids anymore. Mothers are having to go to work because father's income is not enough to take care of a household. Nowadays, even two people working can't barely take care of a household. Our world is being destroyed by greed, by war, by anger, by corporations. We need to stop this madness. This abnormal life that we've actually accepted as normal. Collecting objects has become the norm for those that don't want, those that don't want that are considered unstable. People rack up their credit cards. This time of year, Christmas is coming. Really, how many sweaters does your uncle really need? And do you really need all that crap in the closet? But it's Christmas. Oh my God, you gotta go shopping. You're in debt already, but it's Christmas. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And we call that normal. But hey, your living room is full of crap, little doodles all over the place that you really don't need, but you got to buy it because you got to feel stable, because, that's what this world is all about. You don't realize that what this world is all about is love, making connections. As we were once gypsies, we didn't stay in one place. We traveled traveled the entire continent, traveled light. The whole concept was to see the world, make beautiful connections with other people from other countries. Yet I've got a Facebook friend who made a comment, and let's see, regarding the issue, he thinks that great happiness is found in building and establishing a home with people that you love and doing meaningful work that brings you satisfaction. And yes, establishing a home is a nice thing. Doing the work that gives you satisfaction, definitely. But how many of you really do work that gives you satisfaction? You're working a 9-to-5 job, you can't stand in front of fluorescent lights, that it's not even real. You don't even get to go out in the sun, breathe natural air. You're breathing the sick air from the sick buildings. and you are buying this concrete home that is not even yours, your bank owns, you have a 30-year mortgage. By the time you're done paying, you pay the home threefold, and if anything were to happen, you, God forbid, bank takes the home away from you. What happens to all that money you put in there? Wasted, gone. Spending time doing activities that you love and sharing that with people and pets that love and care about you. That's all fine and dandy too. But that is not how everyone wants to live their life. And the more we're seeing the change in the world, these corporations that are just totally destroying our lives by creating slavehood, because that's what it is, slavehood. They wave this little carrot stick in front of your face. Here, you two could have this. Keep up with the Joneses. You either strive for stability, according to this portion, or strive for instability. So what do we call instability? So bottom line is calling me unstable because, yeah, I've owned two homes. I've lived all over the world. To me, my experiences are traveling and seeing and meeting. You know what? That I could take with me. But I can't take that big house and put it on my coffin and ask them to burn it with me when they burn my body in ashes, you know. But my experiences, my spirit, my soul will soar forever. And all these beautiful experiences that I'm having now, I will have collected. And when I go up to heaven or wherever it is that I go, a little library of interaction, information will always go with me. Because I believe we are here to gather information and take it up to that library up in the sky, and then it's just like all this information being gathered, almost like an encyclopedia. So he thinks that, you know, some people want peace in their lives, others want drama. So drama is generated by not wanting to be part of the status quo, by not wanting to conform to this system. Right. Well, hey, to each their own. Transitioning, which is, I only got like 3 minutes, but transitioning later in life, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. I transitioned when I was 38 years old. I know a lot of people are transitioning when they're 60. It's never too late. We have to worry, though, how our body is going to heal, especially if we're going to undergo all these invasive surgeries. We also have to make sure that we take care of ourselves before we undergo these procedures, like stop smoking if you're a smoker, or quit smoking altogether. You want to make sure you take vitamins, minerals, drink lots of water, eat healthy so that your cells are equipped to be able to heal. It is great that now we've got all these transgender individuals transitioning very early in life, which makes things a lot easier for them, and it also makes the passability factor a lot easier. But what is it to be passable? I think that we're doing this to feel good in our skin, to feel happy, to be able to interact in a community that expects everyone to be black or white, male or female. I'd say let's break those norms. I'd say, folks, if you can't live your truth and it's not worth living, that's something I always say. You know, we need to stop the stereotype. We need to stop trying to conform so much to society, and we need to be happy. This Thursday, I have the Traveling Trans Man on Daylight Television at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Young FTM. My story to tell all the way from Thailand. As you know, it really breaks my heart that I enjoy so much doing the shows. Like I said, I'm not going to call it quits completely. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to come back and just really discuss all these issues on health, what's going on in the world, helping with self-help tips and things of that nature. And I hope to engage an audience that are going to be a little more interactive with me than the audience that I've had in the transcript. Many of you are shy, you're afraid to speak because MTS have deep voices, and I don't know what the scenario is, but, you know I'm not very much liked by many in the community because I say things the way it is, and sometimes people can't handle the truth. But that's all right. I know what I've done, and I know who I am. And I've devoted since 2004, because I don't want to say my life, but I've devoted my strength and energy since 2004 to a community that has not been very grateful. On the contrary. But you know what? I've done what I had to do, and my conscience is clean. Anyway, guys, stay tuned this Thursday. I'm going to leave you with another one of my acoustic old songs that I wrote, which is called Let It Go. I love you. But remember to always love yourselves too. Good night.
Tell me about the things you think the most. Tell me about the things that bring back those tears. Do you really think that life has done you wrong? Look behind you, girl, and see the world. There's been some good days, there's been some bad. Lay the equation down and do the math. Oh, just let it go till you can't no more. There's been times we fell into a hole. People think we both could handle it all, wanting to run away from it all. Seems to be the answer, mostly felt that's all. Can't imagine another possibility. Tit for tat, can it actually be? There's been some good days, there's been some bad. Lay the equation down and do the math. Oh, just let it go till you can't no more. Wanting to run away from it all seems to be the answer, mostly fits your call. Can't imagine another possibility. It's tit for tat, can it actually be? There's been some good days, there's been some bad. Lay the equation down and do the math. Oh, yeah. Just let it go till you can't no more. Oh, hey, now, just let it go till you can't no more. It seems the sun doesn't want to shine no more. It's only darkness and it seems to take it all. I want to bring back the light to our affair. It only seems you want to fight and bring some hell. There's been some good days, there's been some bad. Lay the equation down, girl, do the math. Oh, just let it go till you can't no more. Oh,